Low energy, unfocused, foggy? You might be dehydrated. Whether it's hot yoga, over 100-degree weather, or too much sun. Gatorlight, with a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes, was scientifically designed to help move fluids into the body faster for rapid rehydration. Shop now at retailers nationwide. Gatorlight hydrates faster than water. Is it in you? Symptoms noted are signs of mild to moderate dehydration. Consult a healthcare professional if symptoms persist.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Shave ice by the beach. A trip to the state fair. And a throwback flick at the local drive-in. They're more than just items to check off the summer bucket list. They're also opportunities to earn 2% daily cash back when you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card now and use in-minutes with Apple Pay. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Thumbtack presents Uncertainty Strikes. I was surrounded. The aisle and the options were closing in. There were paint rollers, satin and matte finish, angle brushes, and natural bristles. There were too many choices. What if I never got my living room painted? What if I couldn't figure out what type of paint to use? What if I just used Thumbtack? I can hire a top-rated pro that knows everything about interior paint, easily compare prices, and read reviews. Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. And now, your host, Steve Collins.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coach Unplugged episode. I have no idea. But before we get going, I'd like to big a shout out to our 2 sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish, the #1 shooting machine on the market. Go over, mention Coach Unplugged. They'll give you $450 off, and they'll take really good care of you. Before I forget too, if you like this podcast, go over and check out some of our other ones like High School Hoops, Coaching Youth Hoops, 5-Minute Basketball Coaching Podcast. If you're looking for that one defense that will work against anybody, the Funnel Down Defense Podcast, the Rule of 3 offense that will work at any level, go over and check those out. Leave a 5-star review. We would like those. But also go over and check out teachhoops.com. For coaches who want to get better. It's the one-stop shop for basketball coaches. It's resources. It's everything. It's what I would have wanted as a 27-year-old basketball coach. It's a roadmap to success on and off the court. And we offer a 14-day free trial because I'm a coach. I understand how it goes. Go over and check it out. Kick the tires around, see if it's for you. And if it's not, we'll part our ways and we'll say thank you and move on. But I guarantee you're going to love all the material. And the material we're always putting in teachhoops.com. But anyway, have a great day, everybody. And let's head off the podcast. All right. Welcome. I'm so excited to dive into SportsVisio and Sean. So before we dive into this, we'll do introductions and talk about everything. Tell me how the name came about first. I'm intrigued about the name. It has nothing to do with what we're going to talk about tonight, but
for sure.
Name. Yeah.
Steve, great to see you. So sports is pretty clear. Visio is Latin for vision or the ability to see. And so it's really about adding vision to sports with computer vision.
Computer vision, like the AI and all the things that are doing it. Oh, that makes so much sense. Let's start with you. You were going to show us some stuff before. I have lots of questions, but you were going to show us. Why don't we start out with you showing us kind of about what SportsVisio is and the AI sports tracking that it does. Why don't you start with that first? I'm sure I'll jump in and have lots of questions. If anyone that's watching has questions too, just go over to the chat, put them in the chat. Bill's watching the chat, so we'll take care of you on that.
For sure. Sounds good. Well, Steve, Bill, thank you for having me. It's great to be here. Can you give me a quick confirmation that you can see the screen here and the AI computer vision running on the game? Okay.
I can.
I'm guessing and hoping that everybody here is getting ready for the finals. I'm probably pretty certain that no one here is from Indiana or Oklahoma, or you'll be busy getting ready for that. But we'll be sure to wrap up in time so you can get out and see the second quarter at least.
Yes.
As Steve mentioned, we're SportsVisio, and we're building something that we think is going to give coaches a lot of time back this season. I'm Sean O'Connor. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer at SportsVisio. I spend a ton of time with customers. I'm also a coach. I coach basketball. This past season, I coached two of my kids' soccer teams or football in my part of the world. I live in Ireland. I spent 17 years at Microsoft prior to joining SportsVisio, and am a certified coach and trained professional in the professional coaching world. I'm also a dad to four athletes aged 6 to 16 and spend a ton of time on the basketball court, coaching, spending time with coaches, or just watching and learning from coaches myself. So, very, very close to the game. SportsVisio, we understand coaches. We know that you want your players to grow. We know that you want to spend your time coaching and game planning, not clipping up film. And we know that you want your program to win more games and to be successful achieving any goals that you've set for your team. So I want you to hear this super loud and clear. We want to give you time back. And in doing so, we think we can also save you some money. So I'm really excited to share some developments that we've made recently and a product that we are launching in time for basketball season this fall.
Hey, Sean,
Yep.
we have someone who can't see your screen, so let me see why they can't see your screen.
I'll summarize what everything's going on. It's basically been just an explanation. No one's missed anything at this point, so that's the good part. Before we go on, as he's kind of looking here, let's start. I want to start with kind of the basics. For a coach like me that uses Huddle, what's the difference between this and maybe some other things that are out there before we dive into some of the nuances of it?
I think it starts with our foundation. SportsVisio was founded 4 years ago, and the founding premise was that with the phone in your pocket or with any camera, whether it's an AI camera, it's a Veo, it's something mounted on a wall, you bring your own device, and computer vision is far enough along, it's progressed enough that the computer vision can return stats and highlights. So it is an AI first company. That's the first difference. The second one is we've started from a player first mentality. And so everything that we've built to date has been focused on players. Our core product is an app. We're live in 16 countries and over 100 leagues, 17,000 players using our app today. And we really cater to that player experience. So players love to have their stats in their pocket, on their phone. They love to have quick access to all of their clips, and we see tremendous player engagement. And that's something that I think we'll differentiate on as we do roll out our coach product as well, where there'll be a really good interplay between how coaches experience SportsVisio and also how their players experience SportsVisio.
Right. So here's the question I have is, this is, again, I'm going to jump in as a coach here a little bit. Does angle and camera matter per se? I think, didn't I read somewhere that everyone's taken more pictures in the last hour than they had in the previous, I don't know. It's some crazy thing, but everyone has a camera now. So does that matter? Is the camera that I'm carrying, I don't have it in my pocket because I turned it off, but is that good enough? Like the iPhone I have or the Android I have, is that good enough so that the AI can do it?
It is, absolutely. Steve, we see all kinds of film from every angle, every shape. We see games clipped up into 100 pieces.
Right.
Your highlights will never be better than the angle that you've recorded the game at. And so recording center court, recording at some kind of height is critical. Like recording at the angle from a baseline corner, the far end of the court is going to be hard to see, no matter how you do it. So
it's hard for grandma who's in the corner keeping stats. It's going to be just as hard for the computer to do it too, because you can't see the numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just difficult. All right, keep going, everybody.
Yeah, so we can ingest any kind of film. So you bring your own video, whether it's from a coach with an iPad on the sideline, a parent with a tripod and a phone, or if you have a camera or a Veo, something mounted to the wall, we can ingest from there as well. We don't need 4K, so 4K video files turn out to be massively big.
Okay.
The recommendation is that you're recording at 1080p and 25, 30 frames per second. That is definitely the sweet spot. We can
Okay.
do 720, but the highlights just don't turn out great.
Yeah. That's yeah. There's not enough space in the cloud for all those 4Ks. I agree.
Indeed.
All right, keep going.
Bill,
Keep
quick,
going on the foundation here.
Bill, quick check. Can everyone see the screen now?
Yeah, it's yeah. We'll give him a second, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
we have anybody that said they can't see it anymore.
Okay, sounds good. So SportsVisio has an engineering mindset. We are founded by engineers. A bunch of DARPA veterans got together and really asked the question, can computer vision do this for sports? We started off as a pure stat company. Jason Cyverson, our CEO, he wanted stats for himself and for his game, for validation, but also for his daughter and for the teams he was coaching. The team in the early days really pretty quickly realized that if you're cutting up video for stats, you have a secondary asset, which has now become the primary asset. So that video, which is annotated for every assist, for every rebound, for every turnover, is amazing. It's clipped up. We can stitch together highlight reels for players. We can stitch together scouting highlight reels for opponents. Easy to share it. One click, you can share it over text, over WhatsApp to your players, send it over email to assistant coaches. And so we've become a video and highlights company. In the last really probably 6 months, we've started to leverage the amazing LLMs that are being produced. And we're returning today game summaries, and very soon what we like to think of as an AI assistant coach. And it's not just what happened in the last game. Steve, you come off the floor, you know you got out rebounded. But to be able to tell you, hey, Steve, these are things that your team did over the last 3 games. And these are things that you've done over the 10 games in the season to date. Some of it will be things that you know intuitively, other things will be surprising, and will really tee up some new ideas for you, for your coaching staff, to inform that next practice session or game planning for the next game.
And how does that happen? I know the LLMs, for those of you that large language models, how does it, is it looking at the stat sheet or is it looking at the actual video and going, that kid didn't pivot right or his elbow was too far? Like what is it, what's it actually doing?
Yeah, we haven't focused on performance yet.
Okay.
And so we aren't doing any of the form shooting or
Right.
player mechanics, but
Okay.
we're looking at that. So today, our AI assistant coach focuses on the box score. It focuses on the game flow and the trajectory of the game. So where were the runs? What queued up a run? What was the lineup when the team went on a run? But also the history of the season. So the 3 games previously are weighted, the 10 games throughout the season. And then something really interesting is we're writing that relative to either the league that you're in or relative to the age group or relative to whatever is most relevant
Okay.
to your team.
So it will be better if, I don't know, let's say we have a league of 8 teams. It's going to be better if you have those 8 teams kind of, and then you can
For sure.
compare. And yeah. Okay. I
Yep.
see that.
The
Okay.
data will be much more rich.
Right. Much more rich. Yeah. That makes sense.
So I mean, these are 3 things that we think of as being different, and these are differentiators for us today. We don't lock you in with our hardware. So we're hardware agnostic. You bring your video, whatever you have, and again, like phones are plenty capable of capturing high enough quality video to return stats, highlights, and insights. At this point in time, we're 95% plus accurate. And so as accurate as most, or certainly the average statistician who's sitting at a table. It is incredibly hard to do full box score for 2 teams. The people that can do that are gifted, they're trained, they've done it for a number of years. We can do full box score, and even now with what we're launching in September, advanced box score as well.
What do you mean by advanced box score?
So I'll show this in the demo, but
Okay.
there's 2 bookends. Like once we have player minutes, once we have possessions, there are a lot of derived statistics around efficiency, rebound
Right.
percentage,
Like the
free
big
shooting
4.
percentage.
Yeah.
So
All those things. Okay. And you can do this 24 turnaround because you don't have any humans involved.
We can do it in 24-hour turnaround. There is a day in the near future where this is instant, where players, coaches walk off the floor, and within 5 minutes, they have both AI game summaries, they have full box scores, and they have the highlights on their phone.
Okay.
Um, to date, we've been tuning for accuracy first and not for speed. But I think the day is probably less than 2 years away when we're delivering this in near real time.
Okay. I'd
So
like to
hopefully the video
have
spins
that
here.
last player on my team too. They had on the last slide. He could play for me.
I know. Yeah, he can play. Indeed.
He played for Will.
Hey,
He played for Will.
Sean, we have a question
Sure.
in the chat. Can you track player minutes if the video does not show the time?
Yes, we can. And so we do that through understanding when the game stops. The game stops for free throws, for out of bounds, for timeouts, for quarters, for halftime. And so all of those things we can identify within the course of the game as long as we have a continuous game flow. It becomes really hard when the game is chalked up into 4 or 5 segments.
And I know you're gonna answer this when you do the demo, which is gonna be awesome. But is it like a complete box score? Any kind of box? I mean, it's got everything I'd want, like
Mhm.
deflections, rebounds, turnovers, shots.
We're working on the NBA.com box
Okay.
score as our
Okay.
model, so the advanced stats. Some of
Okay.
it we have today, some of it we'll have in September, and
Okay.
some of it we'll have in the future for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
So what you're seeing here is our player app, the video that's spinning here on the right side of the screen. Hope everyone can see that. This is our core product. It was primarily built for adult leagues, and so we built it for players who wanted to feel like they're in the NBA. They walk off the floor the next morning, they wake up, they've got their box score, they've got their highlights. Super easy to go in. I want to look at my 3 pointers. I want to watch that. I want to look at my turnovers, see how I can improve. And they have that. It's easy to share. So one click, they can send it to their friends. Another click, they can save it to their device as well. So that is our core product. Like I mentioned, we're actually live in 16 countries at this point in time, 17,000 players. But when we brought that to coaches, and Steve, when we spoke this winter, coaches say they want more. Like they want this on their computer, on their desktop, not necessarily just on their phone. And so we heard that loud and clear. Coaches want more than just a basic box score, points, fouls.
I think, Sean, they want it on their computer because when they're at work, it's a lot easier to check.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's so true. It's like okay, I'm guilty of that. Hopefully my boss isn't listening, but it's like, yes, it's like it's a lot easier than it's like, oh, I can't. And when you get older, you can't see as well. It's like I need I can do 2 things. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we heard that loud and clear. Get on the computer so Steve can do it at work. Two, like the full box score, more than just points, send fouls. So we've added AI minutes, we've added possessions. That allows us all those derived statistics. And they want shot charts, they want advanced visualizations of the game as well. A lot of other asks, some of them that we're going to get to this year, annotations and the ability to annotate on top of video is something that we're working on, and we hope to get that probably by middle of this coming season. So that is something that.
And what do you mean by annotate? You mean be able to draw on top of the video,
Yeah,
or you
yeah,
mean
to draw on top of the video.
Okay. And what is there other things that might be? I mean, again, I like foreshadowing. Other things down the line that people are asking for?
Those are
The big ones.
the big ones. We had a conversation with the league in Canada yesterday, and we were talking about player summaries. And so this concept of can you give every player or their parents a summary from an AI perspective of, hey, Jimmy had a great game.
Right.
He shot 80% from the floor. He had no turnovers. His pi score was 45. He was exceptional amongst his peers. But maybe there's some opportunities. He didn't have any rebounds. And so so that kind of AI player summary is something that we're working on that coaches have asked for as well.
Okay. Great.
So we're really excited about this concept of coach mode.
Yeah.
What we built for players is still available. Coaches, teams will always have access to that. You can access it on your phone. This is what we're building now for coaches. It is in development. It'll be ready by August, September. What I'm going to show is really a prototype of what we've built and the visualizations that we're really excited to share. So I'm going to shift over now to an actual product demo of what
Yeah, that'd
we're
be awesome. I know you showed this to Bill, but I'm intrigued.
Okay. Shift over. Let's see. Hopefully that's working. Bill, can you give me a confirmation thumbs up? Okay.
Low energy, unfocused, foggy? You might be dehydrated. Gatorade Zero powders have been scientifically designed to help improve hydration balance in the body. With a clinically proven electrolyte blend and no artificial colors or flavors. Great tasting hydration no matter where you're going. Shop now online or at retailers nationwide. Gatorade, hydrates better than water. Is it in you? Symptoms noted are signs of mild to moderate dehydration. Consult a healthcare professional if symptoms persist.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Shave ice by the beach. A trip to the state fair. And a throwback flick at the local drive-in. They're more than just items to check off the summer bucket list. They're also opportunities to earn 2% daily cash back when you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card now and use in minutes with Apple Pay. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Love the polls. Okay, so this is coach mode. Hopefully there's some Hoosiers fans in the audience. Best basketball movie of all time from my perspective. So if I'm Coach Normandale looking at my 1951-52 varsity team from Hickory, this would be my season analytics. So this first tab here that you're seeing, again, I talk about these bookends, having minutes on the left-hand side for the full season allows us to do plus minus. Having this concept of possessions, that allows us to do the offensive ratings, the defensive ratings, the rebound percentage here as well. Adding in effective field goal percentage, true shooting
is
percentage.
possessions hard for AI to do? I would think it'd be pretty easy, right? When the ball changes.
Yeah, I mean, they're in the majority of it's easy. There are edge cases that we're trying to make sure that we solve for as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, from the math teacher, it's hard to get to the 95%. It'd be a lot easier to be at the 90. Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So there are a number of things. Steve, you mentioned deflections. Deflections and blocks are one of the hardest things for computer vision to understand. The trajectory of the ball, sometimes depending on the angle, it may not be visible. But that ball tracking is something that we're working on, and we do expect to get that in there over time.
Well, yeah, that is, deflections are even hard when you're watching, like I'm 6 feet away. It's hard to know if a hand hits. I mean, think of the number of instant replays you see on I think deflections are probably would be the hardest thing for me to track when I'm keeping stats. Just as a human, it's like, oh my, blocks I can kind of do, but deflections are like, yeah. And we try to track that. That's a stat we try to do just because we're trying to get hands on balls. But I can see how that there's a software engineer somewhere that has less hair than me right now because trying to figure out deflections, I'm guessing.
To do it really accurately, you need an RFID chip in the ball. To determine how is the spin changing at that precise moment in time, that millisecond,
right?
When they're made a deflection.
Yeah, or you need to be able to zoom in and see that there's a movement. It's like, yeah, I know. Anyway, go ahead.
There's a lot in that one. So we have the full. This is a season view. You have your full box score here for season to date. You can flip from total to averages on the right hand side. We're really excited about this view, this hex shot chart. To orient everyone to this, it won't be very interesting after the first game. It'll be sort of interesting after 3 games, and it'll be super interesting after 5 to 10 games. The size of the hex is the volume of shots taken from that point on the court. The color is the percentage or the efficiency relative to either the team or the league. Preferably it's the league. And so if we have a peer set, we can make it relative to that peer set. All of this is filterable by player, and really nice hover-overs as well. So you can see your efficiency in the
lighter the
paint.
color, the better the percentage.
The warmer the color. So orange would be the hottest. So shooting out here at a super high clip. The dark blue is very cold.
Okay. So hot to cold kind of thing almost.
Yep.
Oh
And
yeah, I
so
see at
the
the bottom,
legend,
right at the bottom. Yep,
the
yep.
legend is down here.
Okay. I love that you use that too rather than circles because obviously they connect better together.
Yep.
That's
They
yeah.
fit. They fit real
Yeah, that's
nicely.
the former geometry teacher likes that too. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. And easy to filter by player. So
Yes.
again, over the course of the season at volume, you can compare one player to the next.
Okay.
We're thinking about maybe, and we'd love feedback. And so I'm hoping that this is an ongoing conversation with everyone
Yeah.
in terms of how they would love to see data presented. The more feedback and the more coaches that we can get saying, I want this or I want that, we can always build it.
Right.
The right-hand side is currently a more simplified heat map. Again, filterable by player. So you could select Jimmy Chitwood here and you could see his hot and cold zones within the course of the court.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
If I click into the game analytics, there's two features that we just love and we think are differentiated here. The first one is this AI assistant coach. So the top portion of the screen, see, this is what we mentioned about tracking the current game, but the last three games, and then weighting that over the course of the season with positives, with opportunities, areas for improvement. And over time, there's no reason we can't layer in coaching opportunities as well. So, hey, you're getting out rebounded. Here's a rebounding drill for your practice this evening with a link to something that would be helpful for coaches. Also, super helpful for scouting. Many teams will play each other twice. And so to be able to go back in and say, when the last time we played South Bend, what happened? What were their strengths? What were their opportunities? How did we fare against their big guys?
Makes sense.
So we're excited for this AI feature here. This is all LLM driven. This is the same view as the previous page, but for that game. And so this is a game view for Hickory versus South Bend. Those are the game metrics. And then here at the bottom, another feature that we're just really thrilled about how it's looking and how it's playing out is this idea of a clickable shot chart. If you go to the NBA.com, you look at any of their game summaries, they are pulling in clickable shot charts on the left to right. And so you click on the point on the map, and the right side, you get the actual video there. So I can get this demo to work. We click in, we look at Jimmy Chitwood and his shots for that game. We see his makes that are filled in. We see his misses that are open. We click on a shot, and we get the actual shot on the right-hand side of the screen here. And so to be able to go in and click on, what are these mid-rangers that we're taking? What's happening here? Are those actually good looks? To be able to look at those for both your team to filter by player, but also for the opposition as well, we think is super helpful.
I love that. Hickory, 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 hickory. Anyway, I won't start quoting Hoosiers. And there's no 3-point line in the Hoosiers game.
I know. It's too early for that.
But I probably watched that a billion times.
Good catch.
Yeah, that's a good catch. I love that. I love the clickable and then right next to it. Now, let's say I wanted that and send it to grandma. Can I do that yet, or is that coming?
It is. It may not be in the
demo. Yes. Okay.
In the demo, but the not so pretty version that we have live today, it's one click. You can save it to your computer and then you can send it out from there.
Okay. That makes sense.
This is probably more for fun than it is actionable for coaches. But we can trend games and game scores so you can look at where you went on a run.
I like that. I don't know if the other coaches like that, but I like that. I mean, first of all, it reminds me of what happened in the game. Like, at least as a coach, when I look back at it, I like that feel like, oh, we got down here. Because you know what that helps me? It helps me because part of coaching is feeling the game. And I go back and, all right, did I adjust on that dip when we got down, or when we were making the run, was I doing the right stuff? So I think it has more Again, it's not a huge deep dive like figuring out effective field goal percentage or something like that. But I think from an instinctive, reflective part from a coach, I like game flow.
Mhm.
I don't know if other coaches use
The-
it, but
Yeah, I'd love thoughts. The one thing that we want to do that's next level for this is superimpose rotations on top of this. So if you can look at your starting five and go, all right, at 3 minutes in, we brought someone off the bench and we went on a run. Like then that actually becomes actionable.
okay. Do you have? Oh, okay. So here I'm again, coaches. Feel free to ask questions of Bill and stuff. Do you have the ability to tell me? I've played 10 games. Is there a way to say, here's a good lineup for you, or here's a lineup that's not that good? Like, here are these five, because sometimes we think these are the five best together, and they're maybe not even the best five players, but they really gel well together. I mean, is there a way to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Rotation efficiency is on the roadmap.
Okay.
We hope to get it done in time for this fall.
Okay.
It's not shown here in the demo, but that's definitely something that we can do. We have minutes, we have timestamps. We
Yes.
know
Once you have
this
that. So you call it what? Rotational
rotation efficiency
efficiency. Yeah. Yeah. Like
or rotation effectiveness.
lineup efficiency almost or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Okay.
Yep. So all of this lives within what we call our web manager. And so the one thing I glossed over at the start is you do have the ability to manage your players, to add their pictures, to add their profiles. This is also where coaches can upload games. So when you're bringing your own video, getting those games to us as easy and as quickly as you can. So if it's a link, a public link, preferably, if you have the game on a phone, you can upload from the device. If you have it on your computer, you can upload from the computer as well. And so that is super easy to do all within the same interface here.
Okay. What is are you able to show like the interface that I would see when I come on right away? Like the login? Like what does it look like when
Mhm.
I know what SportsVisio looks like at the start, but what does it look
For
like?
coaches, we're going to default coaches to this actual analytics view here. We think this is the most
This is where it
interesting
goes.
and
It goes right to here. Yeah.
the most actionable. So we'll probably bubble this analytics tab up to the top,
Okay.
so that it is the first thing that they see, and then they can do the management as well in course.
Okay. That makes sense. What before we go any farther, what do you think the biggest frustration for coaches is? Like for me, like what do you think the coach's biggest frustration is?
Uh, it's prioritization. Like, how are you spending your time? Are you spending enough time on the places that are going to have the most impact? Is that with your assistant coaches? Is it with your best players? Is it with the players that have the promise to become super impactful? Is it built in the program with the camps and everyone else? So
Right.
I think prioritization is the hardest thing. And so our hope is that some of those tasks around clipping in particular that I don't know, maybe some people love clipping. I do think the more you do it, you probably see more game and you learn a lot. But we're hoping that the analytical part of the job can be elevated. So less time is spent on clipping and more time is spent planning and with your team.
That was a good question. So Bill just asked a question. I don't know if Sean saw it. It says speed of film breakdown. So, and it says, what expectations or how quickly do you want your film analyzed? And it's like 73% said 24 hours.
Okay.
I
So it's usually next morning. If we get the game in the evening, by the time you sit down at your desk in the morning or between first and second period,
Yep.
you'll be
I
there
would
for you.
agree. I would agree. So that's my thing. Okay, do I need it that night? My wife would say no. My sleep would say no. But the next morning, I really want it the next morning. I really want it. I mean, I want it. So that would be more of a 12-hour window.
Yeah.
Yeah, than even a 24 or 48. It's like if I can get this thing back, do I need it instantaneously? It'd be nice to have it instantaneously, but
Yep.
yeah, I agree.
We're rapidly progressing our turnaround time. So what
Yeah.
was 30 hours on average 6 months ago is now 25. I expect it to be, 12. And
12.
in particular, where coaches feel the the need for that or where they're asking for it, we're going to deliver it.
Yeah. Okay.